Hey guys, I'm going to do a card reading for you today from Intuitive Whispers. I've pulled out 3 cards already. The first one, Stop Pushing and Striving. This card just here. Look at the peace when you stop pushing and striving for things too hard. Sometimes you can get in your own way. If you try too hard, you can get in your own way, and that stops the universe from being able to help you because you get in your own way. And then the next one is vulnerability is power. Look at the little tiny cat there. It's vulnerable, but there's power in vulnerability. It's okay to show your vulnerable side, I know I've struggled in the past to show my vulnerable side because I've always tried to impress people, but actually, and trying to stay too strong, but actually people relate to you more when you let your vulnerability out. And you also help other people that way as well. And then trust yourself. Look at the heart there. Look at the heart. And the owl is there. That's trusting yourself. Trust your own intuition, because that's how God speaks to us, through our intuition. And that's how we listen to him, So you have to trust yourself. I'm going to dive into the cards a bit deeper. 15. Stop pushing and striving, which is this card here. 63. Stop pushing and striving. You're trying too hard to make things happen, and it's time to slow down and enter the flow of life. So much energy is wasted when you feel the need to push to create. Creativity is activated from stillness. So take your foot off the pedal for a moment and stop to breathe. There are 2 paths in life that coexist, and they both lead to the same destination, but one is pushed and the other one is supported and pulled. Let's switch paths, accept support where you need it, and take a breather to look at the bigger picture. You know when you're back in the flow of life, when things feel effortless yet productive, and when things feel like they lead towards you, not away from you. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. Take a break from what you're doing. It might be a day off work, an hour to pause, going for a walk, or even closing your laptop and taking some deep breaths. But in this moment, prioritize space. When you are in pushing mode, you often can't see the possibilities because you are caught in the busyness of it all. Break the circuit by taking some space to breathe and slow down. You don't need to move at the same pace as the rest of the world to succeed. In fact, finding your own pace is the most powerful way of working. Slow and steady wins the race, but also allows you to switch your flow. That's really important. It's like the story of the tortoise and the hare. Who won? Was it the hare or the tortoise? It was the tortoise that won the race, slow and steady. The hare got too big for his boots and went too fast, and he lost the race. And then the next card, vulnerability is power, because it is. It's okay to be vulnerable. 116. 116. 116. It may not feel like it at first, but the more vulnerable you become, the more powerful you will feel. Befriending your emotions and your behavioral patterns put you to the driver's seat of your life rather than just feeling like a passenger. The word vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnerabilis, meaning wounding. And we have been led to believe that vulnerable opens us up to being wounded by others. However, most of the time, by blocking our vulnerability and being disconnected from our true feelings, we are wounding ourselves. This card is here to tell you to reclaim your power of vulnerability. Get to know how you truly feel without the fear of judgment. Be vulnerable with yourself, because this awareness comes confidence. With this awareness comes confidence. How to find power in vulnerability. Unraveling your vulnerability is like unlocking the code to your emotional life and discovering the complexity of your feelings. Next time you feel a powerful emotion, see if you can explore it with curiosity. What is happening in your external world to make you feel like this? Are there any other emotions present at the same time as this one? Sometimes the strong emotion we feel can be secondary emotion that is covering our true vulnerability beneath it. For example, anger can cover sadness and laughter can cover fear. And I know I'm guilty of laughing when I feel scared of something, and it's not always good to put the mask on. Sometimes you have to take the mask off. It's better to take the mask off and be your true self. Get to know yourself intimately and watch as the fear of vulnerability turns into a feeling of power. And that's this card here. So soon you will find your power. And as you can see, look at the circle. The circle, the interconnectedness of all things. Remember, everyone is connected. If everybody is connected, it's okay to show your vulnerable side. It's okay. And then the next one, trust yourself. Look at the heart there, the balance. And then the wise owl. It's time to trust yourself. 26, 88, 88. Trust is not given, it's earned. This applies to other people, but also to yourself. Do you trust that you will make the right choices for yourself? Do you trust that you will guide yourself away from trouble and onto the right path? If there's a small doubt, let's work on earning back your whole trust. Ultimately, no one knows you better than you know yourself. You must strengthen your internal trust to feel empowered in the world. What does trust really mean to you? Safely, truth-telling, etc. When you learn your own definition of trust, you can then begin to build on it. By trusting yourself, it is much easier to trust the world around you. How to trust yourself? Trust is a practice of truth-telling, and when you turn that practice inward, it also becomes a practice of getting to know yourself better. Ask yourself these questions. Who do I trust most in the world? Why do I trust that person? How does trust make me feel? And how can I trust myself more fully? It's time to trust yourself, guys. We always look for external opinions, when in actual fact, all of the answers are within us. That's why we say trust your gut. That's where that came from. So stop pushing and striving and stop getting in your own way, because you can achieve the goals you're thinking of achieving. But if you strive too hard, you get in your own way. And then remember, your vulnerability is power. It's okay to feel vulnerable. Like, we all have times where we feel vulnerable. And people prefer the vulnerability to be shown, because otherwise it's almost like you're lying to people. You're not showing your true self. And then trust yourself. Trust yourself and your own instincts, because it's your gut that will tell you the truth. So I thought that was a good reading. I hope you guys have a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Please put a comment down below and like this if it resonated with you. And also just, yeah, I love to read the comments, honestly. It makes my day. And yeah, namaste. Peace out.